In today's episode, I'm going to show you workload paralysis. What is it and how to manage it to stay productive? Perspective plans with new videos and podcasts weekly. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/perspective plans for exclusive videos and more. Visit perspectiveplans.com for all of your planner and stationery needs. Only at Perspective Plans, helping you plan for what's to come. Have you ever opened your to-do list and immediately wanted to take a nap? You've got a mountain of work, yet somehow you're doing everything except the work itself. Cleaning your desk, organizing your desktop icons, Googling how to be productive when you're deeply spiritually tired. Sound familiar? If your to-do list is starting to feel like a Jenga tower about to collapse, welcome to the soul-squeezing world of workload paralysis. It's every Overwhelm professional's least favorite frenemy. What even is workload paralysis? Think of it as procrastination's more dramatic cousin. It's not that you don't want to work, it's that you're so swamped you don't even know where to start. So instead of taking action, your brain just, freezes, like it's a laptop with 47 tabs open. You stare at your task, the tasks stare back at you. You both blink, nothing happens. And while you're locked in, this silent standoff with your responsibilities, your backlog is off in the corner, doing push-ups and getting stronger by the minute. What's behind the madness? Workload paralysis doesn't just show up to ruin your day out of nowhere. Oh no, it's got a whole squad of enablers. Procrastination, which is a classic, a true veteran of time wasting. Perfectionism, because why start if it won't be perfect on the first try, right? Lack of resources, sure I'll start, just as soon as I magically gain 5 extra hours in a second brain. Unclear expectations, you could start, but you're not even sure what the end goal is. Poor prioritization. Everything feels important, so nothing gets done. Burnout. You're so exhausted, even scrolling feels like cardio. And once that list snowballs into a backlog the size of a small mountain, your productivity engine stalls. Cue the stress, the overwhelm, and maybe some panic snacking. 5 battle-tested strategies to defeat the beast called workload paralysis. Okay, so you're stuck, paralyzed, staring at your screen like it owes you money. Escaping workload paralysis isn't about manifesting your way out of it or just working harder. It's about tricking your brain into motion with small, practical moves that don't feel like climbing Everest in a business casual suit. Here are 5 solid strategies to help you stop doom scrolling and actually getting stuff done. Big surprise. 1. Visualize your workload, because out of sight equals total overwhelming. You know what's scarier than actual workload? That endless, chaotic to-do list that looks like it was written by a caffeinated squirrel. But here's the trick. Instead of staring at a soul-crushing list of all the things, try putting your tasks on a calendar. Suddenly, you're not drowning, you're just swimming with floaties. Seeing your week mapped out makes everything look more doable, with your tasks spread out like little productivity breadcrumbs instead of one giant productivity monster. And every time one disappears off your calendar, boom, instant dopamine hit. It's kind of like you're whispering to your brain, you're doing great, sweetie. And if you work with a team, even better. Visualizing everyone's workload lets you plan a productivity wizard and avoid awkward wait, weren't you doing that moments. Tools like Nat charts and timeline views aren't just project managers with fancy titles. They're your secret weapon for turning chaos into calm. Think of it as turning your mental whiteboard from a crime scene into a Pinterest board. 2. Use the right tools. And no, post-it notes stuck to your forehead do not count. You can't organize chaos using sheer willpower and 3 open browser tabs. Time to call in the tech cavalry. There are apps for everything now, from task managers, project trackers, digital planners, and even mood-boosting cat gifts. Okay, maybe not for everything, but close to it. Use tools that let you assign due dates, so stuff doesn't sneak up on you like a passive-aggressive calendar ninja. Set priorities and urgency levels, because respond to Susan's email is not more important than filing your taxes. Add checklists, because checking your boxes is audibly satisfying and makes you feel like a boss. Set reminders, because let's be honest here, your memory isn't what it used to be, and it probably never will be. Track time, so you stop spending 45 minutes just checking Instagram real quick. When in doubt, automate what you can. Color code everything else and let the robots help you thrive. Tip 3, split and automate your tasks, because do everything isn't exactly a plan, it's a meltdown. Big tasks are like that one boss level in a video game you keep losing to. intimidating, soul-sucking, and somehow always lurking in the background while you clean your keyboard for the third time. The solution: break it down like a boy band in the 90s. Take the monster task that's been haunting your to-do list since last Tuesday and chop it into smaller bite-sized chunks. Suddenly, it's not launch global marketing campaign, it's write one email draft, pretend to understand Google Ads. Make Canva graphics and feel like a design genius. Now it's manageable, now it's doable, now it's less terrifying to you. And because we love doing less while pretending we're doing more, automate the repetitive stuff. Set up recurring tasks so they magically reappear just when you're ready for them. Not like that surprise dentist appointment you totally forgot about. Think of recurring tasks like a productivity boomerang. You throw them out there and they always come back, right on schedule. It's like cloning your past self to do work for your best self. You're basically a time-traveling task wizard now. 4. Prioritize and schedule, because doing everything at once equals doing nothing at all. So let's be real, when your to-do list is 72 items long and color-coded in panic red, it's tempting to just set your laptop on fire and walk into the sunset. But wait, there's a better way, and it's called prioritization. And no, it's not corporate speak for do the urgent stuff first. It's your new best friend in the fight against chaos. It's how you go from I have 1,000 things to do to I know exactly which one to procrastinate first. Kidding, kind of. So here's how to sort through the madness. Urgency method, revenue value method, do today, slam it at the top. What makes money or moves the needle? Front of the line, deadline next week. Stick it in the middle. Might help, but not a moneymaker. Mid-tier, no deadline. Into the void, bottom of the list. Low impact task. Treat it like that one sock that never seems to have a match. Still overwhelmed? Try time or effort-based prioritization. That's a fancy way of saying knock out the easy wins first. Nothing builds momentum like crossing off a task that took you 7 minutes but made you feel like a productivity ninja. Bonus tip: color code everything if you can. Red equals do it now or cry later. Yellow is urgent-ish. And blue, I'll get to it after a snack. Great if I ever find spare time between now and retirement. Use flags, labels, tags, emojis, glitter, whatever works for you. And don't forget to schedule those tasks like the organized legend you are. Add a deadline, one that isn't fake, we see you. Slap it on your calendar and move on with your life. Calendar view plus task list equals productivity power couple. Just don't double book yourself unless you thrive on chaos, in which case, bold strategy, friend. 5. Set smart goals and reminders, because be more productive isn't a real plan. You ever sit down to work and think, wait, what am I even doing? Yeah, same. That's what happens when we skip the whole setting goals part and just start throwing tasks at the wall like digital spaghetti. Enter the SMART goal. It's like giving your goals a glow up. No more vague dreams like get better at stuff. We're talking specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and even time-bound, because your goals deserve structure, not just vibes. And once your shiny new SMART goals are in place, set reminders like your life truly depends on it. Because, well, let's face it, your memory can't be trusted after 3 back-to-back Zoom calls and 1 accidental social media rabbit hole. Bonus, with fancy dashboards and automatic progress updates, you can actually see yourself crushing it in real time. It's like a Fitbit for your productivity. Goals can be targets, money moves, checkbox wins, or just did I actually do that thing? Yes or no. Keep it smart, keep it sassy, keep it scheduled. When your workload paralysis becomes everyone's problem, sorry team, here's the thing about workload paralysis. It's not just your personal chaos. It's a full-blown productivity cold, and guess what? It's highly contagious. You freeze up, your work stalls, and next thing you know, your teammates are looking around like, were you handling that thing? Nope. You were just staring into the existential void of your inbox. And when one person hits the productivity brakes, the whole team starts skidding. Cue the dramatic music. Here's what can go downhill faster than your Monday motivation. Team productivity drops. It's like a group project where one person's stress spiral slows everyone down. Stress levels rise. Now you're all panicking together. Imposter syndrome kicks in. You start wondering, am I actually qualified to breathe at this job? Revenue takes a hit. Yep, your stress is expensive. Like actual dollar sign expensive. Your personal life crashes at the party. Because why limit the meltdown to office hours? So yeah, workload paralysis isn't just a bad work day. It's a domino effect of chaos, confusion, and even caffeine. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. Pablo Picasso. I just want to take a moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode would not be possible without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/perspective plans today. Thank you so much for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or your podcast review what tip you'll be using. Keep planning for what's to come, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.